The heartbreaking truth why your narcissistic husband doesn't want sex. Everyone. Are you struggling with a husband who appears to have lost any desire for intimacy and affection in your relationship? I completely understand how devastating and bewildering this can be, and my heart genuinely aches for you. That's why I feel compelled to share these 4 crucial reasons why narcissistic spouses may withdraw from sexual and emotional connections with their wives. What's even more startling is that these reasons completely contradict the core reasons why most men choose to get married, to forge a passionate and profound bond with their life partners. After all, you're absolutely deserving of love and affection in your marriage. So, let's delve into the shocking reasons why your narcissistic husband is avoiding intimacy with you. Number 1. It's a difficult topic to discuss. But the primary reason your narcissistic spouse may not be showing interest in intimacy could be due to performance problems. It can be heartbreaking for your relationship, particularly when you're open to working through it as a team. Regrettably, having a partner who grapples with pride and arrogance can further complicate the situation. They might be unwilling to acknowledge the issue and may divert their attention to other matters, like finances or home renovations. It's a desolate and lonely experience, leaving you feeling rejected. Even worse is when your spouse is only willing to seek excellence, as if they're prepared to find someone else to be their best, with instead of attempting to better the situation with you. My heart genuinely aches for you if you've experienced this. But remember that you are not alone. Help is available to you, whether through therapy, friendships, or a supportive community of people who have faced similar challenges. Don't hesitate to seek assistance, and keep in mind that you are worthy of love and care in your relationship. For more information, refer to the description box below. Number 2. It's a difficult subject to address. But infidelity is another factor that can cause some narcissistic husbands to withdraw physically and emotionally from their wives. While not as prevalent as the first reason, it still happens far more frequently than we might think. Cheating can manifest in a variety of ways, and it can cause your spouse to detach from you on both sexual and emotional levels. It's a distressing experience that leaves you feeling bewildered and wounded. It's worth noting that infidelity may not always involve sex. However, some narcissistic men have insatiable sex drives and require frequent validation to boost their egos. This may lead to them having multiple partners while still seeking sex from you. It's a damaging reality that illustrates how harmful narcissism can be in a relationship. If you're grappling with the aftermath of infidelity, I encourage you to seek guidance from a therapist or a supportive community of individuals who have faced similar trials. Number 3. This is a sensitive topic to address since it's one of the most devastating experiences a woman may have. Some narcissistic husbands withdraw physically and emotionally because they're gay. It's not their sexual orientation that's the issue. Rather, it's the deception that often accompanies it. It involves dishonesty right from the beginning, leading their wives to believe that they're in love when they're not. This can be deeply upsetting, particularly if they started a family together. Recognizing the signs in a relationship can be challenging, but it's crucial to trust your instincts. Sometimes your suspicions could reveal the truth and help prevent future heartache. It's critical to keep in mind that it's not the husband's sexuality that's the problem, but rather the falseness and establishing a family on false grounds. However, there's another reason why some narcissistic husbands stop having sex, which is even more perplexing to comprehend. These types of spouses may still want sex, but they refuse to engage with their wives just because it's what she desires. It's an unpleasant feature of narcissistic personalities that can leave a woman feeling unloved and rejected. Such a dynamic is unhealthy and must be addressed. Number 4. The primary reason why some narcissistic husbands stop displaying affection and engaging in sexual activity with their wives is related to control. Women may find this perplexing and distressing, as they could try everything to initiate sex, but to no avail. Strangely, the more a wife attempts to initiate sex, the more it may turn off the narcissistic husband, as it threatens their authority in the relationship. It's a puzzling notion, as most men cherish a willing partner, but for a narcissistic husband, it's not about that. In actuality, when a wife shows that she enjoys sex, it could be threatening to a narcissistic husband. They don't value anything that pleases you, and for a wife, desiring sex is one of those things. If they comply, they feel equal, which is not what they want. But when a wife stops pursuing sex, the narcissistic husband will likely come running, proving that it's all about control. Recognizing why sex with a narcissistic man was so captivating in the early stages of a relationship could provide insight into the issues that frequently emerge later on. It's not about intimacy, it's about violating boundaries and feeling dominant. That's why a narcissistic husband could refuse his wife's advances, but then pursue her when she stops. These situations can be challenging, and it's important to seek assistance and make difficult decisions regarding the relationship. Keep in mind, your recovery from narcissistic abuse is a journey, and you have the right to a satisfying and healthy partnership. If your relationship's dynamics are constantly changing and filled with games, it's essential to know that you don't have to go through it in solitude. Marriage is a partnership, where both of you walk through life together, equally matched. But if your relationship displays such behaviors, it may feel more like a roller coaster ride than a partnership. It can be challenging to navigate, so prioritize yourself foremost. It's crucial to acknowledge that divorce isn't the only option or the correct option for everyone. It's a profoundly personal decision that requires thoughtful consideration. However, seeking support from non-traditional sources like therapists or counselors can make a significant difference. If you're going through a rough patch, remember that resources and people are available to assist you. In the description section, you can find details about one-on-one consultations. We're here to guide you, and until we connect again, let the process of healing begin.
So everyone, today we just learned about a heartbreaking truth that many women in relationships with narcissistic husbands are facing. It's a topic that can be difficult to discuss, but it's important to shed light on it and provide support to those who are going through this. If you're struggling with a husband who appears to have lost interest in intimacy and affection in your relationship, you are not alone. It can be devastating and bewildering, especially considering that most men choose to get married to forge a passionate bond with their life partners. However, there are 4 crucial reasons why narcissistic spouses might withdraw from sexual and emotional connections with their wives. So let's dive into them again. Firstly, performance problems can occur, and having a partner who grapples with pride and arrogance can further complicate the situation. They might be unwilling to acknowledge the issue and may divert their attention to other matters. It's a desolate and lonely experience, leaving you feeling rejected. Secondly, infidelity is another factor that can cause some narcissistic husbands to withdraw physically and emotionally from their wives. Cheating can manifest in a variety of ways, and it can cause your spouse to detach from you on both sexual and emotional levels. Thirdly, some narcissistic husbands withdraw physically and emotionally because they are gay, which can be deeply upsetting, particularly if they have started a family together. And finally, control could be the primary reason why some narcissistic husbands stop displaying affection and engaging in sexual activity with their wives. It's a puzzling notion, as most men cherish a willing partner, but for a narcissistic husband, it's not about that. Recognizing why sex with a narcissistic man was so captivating in the early stages of a relationship could provide insight into the issue that frequently emerged later on. It's not about intimacy, it's about violating boundaries and feeling dominant. That's why a narcissistic husband could refuse his wife's advances but then pursue her when she stops. These situations can be challenging, and it's important to seek assistance and make difficult decisions regarding the relationship. Keep in mind, your recovery from narcissistic abuse is a journey, and you have the right to a satisfying and healthy partnership. If your relationship's dynamics are constantly changing and filled with games, it's essential to know that you don't have to go through it alone. Seeking support from non-traditional sources like therapies or counselors can make a significant difference. If you are going through a rough patch, Remember that resources and people are available to assist you. You are not alone and you deserve love and affection in your relationships. So don't hesitate to seek assistance, and keep in mind that your recovery and healing from narcissistic abuse are important. If you are interested, please check the link in the description box below for more information about this. And until we connect again, let the process of healing begin. Have a nice day, everyone.